Advanced level business questions and answers. 3.3, decision making to improve marketing performance. Define marketing. Marketing is the management process responsible for identifying, anticipating, and satisfying consumer requirements profitably. Now, this definition was put forward by the Chartered Institute of Marketing, the UK's lead body, and it is a fully loaded sentence. So let's break it down. We have management. So marketing is a senior management responsibility. Often firms have a director of marketing. It's a process because it's ongoing all the time. Identifying refers to market research. Anticipating means predicting future sales. And satisfying customer requirements is about producing the right product or service at the right time, at the right place, at the right price. And all this has to be done profitably. So we can see that marketing is much more than most people's concept of it, which is just advertising. Let's then explain 5 marketing objectives. Firstly, increase sales volume. That's the number of physical units sold. Secondly, increase sales revenue. That's the number of units sold multiplied by their price. Increase market share. That's the percentage of the total market that the business has. Fourthly, improve customer satisfaction and exceed consumer expectations. And then finally, to develop a strong brand. Explain 3 internal factors that impact on the marketing department. Well, first of all, finance. That's the value of the allocated marketing budget. How much has the marketing department got to spend on it? Human resources, the size and quality of the marketing department staff. And then overall corporate objectives. Is the firm trying to expand or is it in a process of retrenchment? Explain 5 external factors that might impact on the marketing department. The economy, whether we're in a boom or a recession. Technology. Technological products tend to have a shorter life cycle as they are replaced with superior technology. Therefore, firms may be inclined to get as many sales as possible before this happens. As an example, think of Apple and their iPhones, where they have a new iPhone every year. Competition. Growing competition could mean the company needs to change the marketing strategy. Consumer ethics and environmental concern. If businesses do not consider their customers' moral views, they may find themselves losing customers to competitors. Finally, legal issues. New regulations or laws may disrupt or change the way a company conducts its business. How can markets be differentiated? Firstly, geographic. So we could look at either local, national or international markets. The nature of the product. Is it technological? Is it industrial or agricultural? Seasonality, the time of year. Trade sales, often abbreviated to B2B, which is business to business, or consumers, B2C, which is business to consumer. If the market is growing or it's saturated. Saturated means that sales have really leveled off in the market. Calculate the market share for Bozo Limited in 2021. So the market share formula is the business's sales over the total market sales times 100. So in 2021, Bozo's sales were 2 million. The total market sales was 50 million. So that's 250 times 100, which computes to 4%. Calculate the annual sales growth for Bozo Limited. The formula for sales growth year on for the individual firm is this year's sales minus last year's sales divided by last year's sales times 100. So 2.5 million minus 2 million equals 500,000. Then 500,000 over 2 million times 100 is 25%. In general, this calculation is really just new minus old over old times 100. Calculate the market sales growth between 2021 and 2022. Market sales growth or decline formula is change in sales divided by original sales times 100. So we have 60 million minus 50 million is 10 million, and then 10 million divided by 50 million times 100 is 20%. What is quantitative research? Quantitative research is focused on the overall volume of data collected in order to reach accurate average results. This is usually obtained through closed answer questions, and it is mostly numerical in nature. What is qualitative research? Qualitative research focuses on the opinions and feelings of customers and potential customers in order to understand their wants in more depth. This information is usually obtained through interviews and from focus groups. Why might a company engage in market research? To understand what customers want and how the company might satisfy those wants. Differentiate between primary and secondary research. Well, primary is where data is collected that did not previously exist. This is usually obtained through surveys or focus groups, as well as consumer reviews. Secondary is using existing data that somebody else created. This can usually be obtained from sources such as the Internet, Office for National Statistics, and trade journals. What is sampling? Where researchers decide to investigate a fraction of the overall population and then apply those results to the overall population. E.g., they might use a 10% sample. The population, incidentally, refers to the total number of items under consideration. It doesn't necessarily have to be people. What is a random sample? Random sampling. Consider a school dinner survey in a school whose population is 1,200 students. Assume a 10% sample, therefore 10% of 1,200 is 120. The next thing will be to get the school computer to choose at random 120 students. Now, random means that every item in the overall population has an equal chance of being chosen. There is a complete absence of bias. Then the 120 students have to be interviewed. What is a quota sample? Quota sampling is where the researchers would interview the first 120 students that fit a particular description. What is a stratified random sample? A stratified random sample is the most sophisticated type of sample. The characteristics of the overall population are used in the same proportion as the sample. For example, by gender, out of 120 students, we might want 60 girls and 60 boys, and by age, approximately 17 students from each of the 7 year groups. Now, why is there a trade-off between accuracy and cost when conducting market research? There is a positive correlation between the two. The greater the accuracy wanted, the greater the research will cost. Businesses can improve accuracy by increasing the sample size, but this will take longer and be more expensive. What is time series analysis? Time series analysis takes a data set from a period of time and tries to spot underlying trends and then extrapolate them into the future. This helps to predict the future from past events. So here we have an example of time series analysis. So what does this data actually show for Salmonella's restaurant meals? Well, this is a record of a restaurant's daily meal sales in column 3. The restaurant is shut Sunday and Monday. Column 4 shows a 5-point moving total. The first moving total of 215 is calculated by adding Tuesdays through to Friday's values. The next value down is calculated by adding Wednesdays through to Tuesdays and so on to achieve the 5-point moving total. Column 5 is the moving total divided by 5 to get an average. This gives us 2 lines to plot, the actual sales and the moving average. So here we have the graph. The original data is in blue. The moving average trend line is in red. The trend line can be extended to help predict future sales. This is called extrapolation. Explain correlation. Correlation seeks to explain the relationship between 2 variables. It can be positive, as one increases, the other increases, or negative, as one increases, the other decreases. However, there can also be no correlation, meaning that the variables are not connected. It can be measured between -1, which is perfectly negatively correlated, through 0, no correlation, through to +1, which is perfectly positively correlated. This can also be done graphically, where a negative correlation will slope downwards from left to right, whereas a positive correlation will slope upwards from left to right. What is meant by confidence levels? Confidence levels are a measure of statistical significance. The confidence level indicates the probability with which the estimation of the location of a statistical parameter, e.g. an arithmetic mean, in a sample survey is also true for the population from which it is drawn. Let's look at an example. A survey asked a sample of 200 students from a school population of 2,000 whether they were satisfied with school dinners. Overall, 75% of the respondents answered yes. Now, how confident are we that this sample result is a true description of the result that would have occurred if we had sampled the entire 2,000 population? The confidence level for the survey has been set at 95%. The margin of error was set to 2%. At the 95% confidence level, there is a probability of 95% that the actual percentage of students answering yes is within a range of 73 to 77%, i.e. within the confidence interval, which is the result plus or minus the margin of error, which we said was 2%. So 75% minus 2% gives us a 73, 75% plus the 2% gives us the 77. So if we were to conduct the survey 100 times, each with 200 different participants, 95 times out of 100, the number of students saying yes would also be within 73 to 77%. Conversely, 5 times out of 100, it would prove to be inaccurate. How can technology assist with data gathering? Well, methods such as loyalty cards provide businesses with profiles of their customers so they can target promotional material more accurately. Another method is using social networks as well as other websites where cookies are used to track people's behaviour. This helps the business discover their customers' buying and social habits. How can technology be used to analyse data? Well, computers which use sophisticated algorithms, that's basically a computer program, can analyse data more accurately and at hugely greater speed than humans, therefore saving the business time and money. Spreadsheets and accounting software are also useful tools as they help businesses analyse financial information such as break-even, cash flow, budgeting, income statements, balance sheets, and inventory control. What is meant by big data? Where businesses use information technology to analyse vast amounts of consumer behaviour data that will be otherwise impossible to handle. Define elasticity of demand. This measures the responsiveness of demand to changes in price. What is the formula for price elasticity of demand? It's percentage change in quantity demanded divided by percentage change in price. What does price elastic demand mean? Price elastic demand means that there is a more than proportionate change in demand following a change in price. In other words, demand is sensitive to price changes. Small changes in price lead to larger changes in demand. For example, a 10% change in price leads to a 20% change in demand, giving a quotient of -2. What does price inelastic demand mean? Price inelastic demand is where there is a less than proportionate change in demand following a change in price. Here, price changes have little impact on the quantity demanded. For example, a 10% increase in price only leads to a 5% change in demand, giving a quotient of -0.5. What is unit elasticity? Unit elasticity is where a percentage change in price is matched by the same percentage change in demand. For example, a 10% change in price leads to a 10% change in demand, giving a quotient of exactly -1. Why are elasticity of demand quotients usually negative? Now, this is something that really puzzles students. Elasticity quotients, that is the results of a division calculation, are usually negative because either the numerator, that's the top part of the fraction, in this case the quantity demanded, or the denominator, which is the bottom part of the fraction, which is price, will be negative. Therefore, the answer will always be negative. This is because the two variables are negatively correlated. As one goes up, the other goes down. So we either have a positive divided by a negative or a negative divided by a positive, and for both, the result is a negative quotient. What is the relationship between elasticity and sales revenue? Well, we can see in this table here that if we have price elastic demand and there is a price increase, revenue goes down. With price inelastic demand and a price increase, the revenue will go up. And then if we have unit elasticity and a price increase, revenue will stay the same. If it's price elastic and price decreases, then revenue will go up. If it is price inelastic and price decreases, revenue will go down. And then finally, with unit elasticity, again, with the price decrease, revenue stays the same. Unit elasticity will be a very rare circumstance. What factors impact upon elasticity? Well, first of all, quality, branding, number of substitutes, closeness of those substitutes, the percentage of a person's income that buying the product would take up, time, the longer the time period, the more elastic it becomes. Necessities tend to be price inelastic and luxury goods tend to be price elastic. What is meant by income elasticity? It measures the relationship between changes in income and changes in quantity demanded. State its formula. Right, it is percentage change in quantity demanded divided by percentage change in income. These variables are positively correlated, meaning as one goes up, so does the other. Therefore, most goods will have a positive value. What does income elastic mean? Income elastic means that if the change in demand is proportionately greater than the change in income, then the result will have a value of greater than 1. For example, a 10% change in income leads to a 20% change in demand. This will give an IED of 2. Demand for luxury goods is likely to be elastic. What does income inelastic mean? Right here, income inelastic demand means that the change in demand is less than proportionate to the change in income. It will have a value of less than 1. For example, a 10% change in income leads to a 5% change in demand. This will give an IED figure of 0.5. Basic items like milk and bread are likely to be income inelastic. Most consumers have enough of them, so more income does not translate into more purchases. What is an inferior good? An inferior good is where income goes up but demand falls. Therefore, these types of good will have a negative income elasticity of demand. For example, a 10% increase in income leads to a minus 5% change in demand, giving an IED figure of minus 0.5. So quite peculiar, but if you think about it, value range products would fit into this category. As people's income goes up, they tend to move away from these type of products. Explain STP. Segment, target, position. It is a summary of the marketing decision-making progress which provides the basis for the marketing plan. In what ways can you segment a market? Through demographics, age, gender, or socio-economic class. Geographic, could be local, national, or international. It could be cultural, it could be income, it could be through behaviour, or even education. Distinguish between undifferentiated and differentiated marketing. Undifferentiated is targeting the whole market, and differentiated is segmenting the market. What is concentrated marketing, also known as niche marketing? That is targeting a small, unique customer base. What is meant by positioning? Positioning is creating an image of your brand in the mind of the target customer relative to your competitors. Which things might influence positioning? Well, competitors, certainly, customer experience, staff skills and training, the business's attitude toward social responsibility. Are they an ethical company, for example? State of the economy, and also by that we mean boom or recession. Now, what are the 7 components of the marketing mix? Products, price, promotion, place, people, process, and physical environment. Note that 5 to 7 refer specifically to service industries. What is the product element of the marketing mix? Well, the product or service should satisfy consumer needs and exceed expectations. What is penetration pricing? Penetration pricing is charging a low price to gain entry to a market. What is skimming? So skimming is charging a high price, creaming off the high end of the market. What is cost plus pricing? Cost plus pricing is where firms work out the average cost of the product or the unit cost and then add a percentage markup to arrive at the selling price. What is competitive pricing? Competitive pricing is where firms choose a price at or around the same price as competitors. What is a loss leader? A loss leader is an item that is intentionally priced at a loss in order to generate more sales of related products. So, for example, many supermarkets will sell bread at a loss in order to attract customers into the shop, where the customers buy butter and jam at higher prices. What is marginal cost pricing? Marginal cost pricing is selling at a price that only covers variable costs, but makes a contribution towards the fixed cost. It may be used when there is spare capacity. Some extra revenue is better than no extra revenue. So that explains why airlines often sell seats very cheaply close to takeoff, because it's better to have some people on the plane rather than having empty extra seats. What is meant by promotion? Promotion means raising awareness and influencing consumers' buying decisions, mostly through advertising, which may be informative, factual information, or persuasive, that's influencing people's decisions. What is above the line promotion? So above the line promotion is using paid for media such as TV, radio, and newspapers. This is usually aimed at a mass market and is generally very expensive. What is below the line promotion? Below the line is more focused, such as point of sale, e.g. end of aisle placements in supermarkets, celebrity endorsements, direct mail campaigns, trade shows, catalogues, and targeted search engine marketing. So in general, below the line is much more focused. What is place in the marketing mix? How the product gets from the manufacturer to the consumer. It is all about distribution. Generally, there are three main types. We go from manufacturer through the wholesaler, through the retailer to the consumer. We could have manufacturer, retailer, consumer, or manufacturer straight to consumer. The traditional method used to be the manufacturer, wholesaler, retailer, consumer, but in more recent times, we have examples of the retailer buying directly from the manufacturer. That would be like Tesco's buying straight from Coca-Cola. And then finally, we have the manufacturer to the consumer. With the growth of the internet, manufacturers have found that they can cut out both the wholesaler and the retailer selling directly to the consumer, so they enjoy a bigger markup. Some firms would use a multi-channel approach where there is a mix of channels used. A really good example of that is Ann Summers, who have a retail operation, a party plan operation, and also sell products over the internet. What is meant by the physical environment? The physical environment, this is where the service takes place, for example, a dental surgery or hairdressing salon. So companies that operate in the service sector must ensure that the physical environment where they deliver the service is up to standard. What is the people element? This is about the appearance of staff, how they behave, and how they interact with customers. For example, Apple have developed the go-to manual on customer service in their shops. What is meant by process? This is about the quality and efficiency of the service provided. This is from the initial customer contact through to after-sales service. Once again, trying to exceed customer expectations. What does integrating the marketing mix mean? A fully integrated marketing mix is one where all 7 elements are working in harmony to achieve the desired marketing position. List some factors which might influence the integration of the marketing mix. Well, internal factors, whether it's a good or a service, is important. The position in the product life cycle, which quadrant the product is located in the Boston matrix. Is it a star, a cash cow, problem child, or a dog? The objectives of the marketing department may be maximising sales volume or maximising sales revenue. External, the level of competition, and then whether, again, it's a recession or a boom in the economy. Why might it be necessary to adapt an existing marketing mix? As the product moves through its life cycle, it may be necessary to use extension strategies designed to increase the longevity of the product, or it may be in response to more competition or changes in the economy as a whole, for example, a recession. Explain the diagram. This is the Boston matrix. It is a tool for analysing the product portfolio of a business by plotting the product's market share against market growth. It takes the form of 4 quadrants, each containing one of the following. So dogs, bottom right-hand corner, low market share and a low market growth. Managers may need to revive these dogs or to stop producing them altogether. Cash cows have a high market share but low market growth. So managers may milk these products, i.e. use the profits that they generate to finance other products. The question mark, also known as a problem child, low market share, but in a high market growth. Managers may need to invest in these products. Finally, stars, high market share and high market growth. These products are doing well in fast growth markets. What does this graphic show? This is market mapping. It compares 2 variables and plots them graphically. In this case, the variables consist of price on the y-axis and quality on the x-axis. So these car manufacturers, then the highest quality is Bentley, but obviously it's at the highest price. And then we have low quality but low price cars like Dacia and Peugeot. In the middle there is Ford, along with VW and Mini. Now, state 5 benefits of market mapping. It spots gaps in the market, encourages market research, identifying your closest competitor, maybe repositioning the brand, or identifying what customers expect to pay. Explain the diagram. Right, this shows the main stages of the product life cycle. So we start off along the top here, we have the introduction, and that is where we're doing the research and development and the product launch. We can see that the sales in red obviously are very low at this stage. The growth stage is when the sales start increasing at their fastest rate. Then we have maturity. Sales are near the highest, but the rate of growth is slowing down, maybe because new competitors in the market, or basically the market is saturated, which means sales growth has petered out. The decline stage is the final stage of the cycle when sales begin to fall. Note that the black line depicts profits and losses. Losses are generated through development and advertising costs when sales are still very low. This loss could be financed through other products that are producing a positive cash flow, for example, cash cows. What is the blue line? The blue line shows an extension strategy which extends the life of the product before it goes into decline. This can be achieved by advertising, reducing the price, adding value, exploring new markets, and even new packaging. What is the connection between the product life cycle and the marketing mix? Well, each stage of the life cycle is likely to require a different marketing mix. The introduction phase will require a different combination of elements compared to the decline phase. What is e-commerce? So e-commerce is simply selling your products online through a website or trading platform like Amazon or eBay. What is digital marketing? Digital marketing is the marketing of products or services using digital technologies via the internet, social media, mobile phones, or any other digital medium. So outline 4 types of digital marketing. Well, we have search engine marketing, SEM, which is where you pay for your website to appear in searches, for example, on Google. Email marketing, directly emailing individual potential customers. Social media marketing, SMM, paying for adverts on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And finally, search engine optimization, SEO, is the process of making your site search engine friendly. So when somebody's looking for your product, your website pops up first. Okay, that's the end of 3.3. Now we have a substantial multiple choice section. So if you have this sheet in front of you, then that's fine. If not, just jot down numbers 1 to 25 and then write the appropriate answer as we go through them. So, question 1. Price skimming involves A, setting a price during the decline stage of the product's life cycle. B, setting a high price. C, products being sold below the cost price. Or D, milking profits. Question 2. What are the features of a cash cow in the Boston Matrix? A, high market share in a high growth market. B, high market share in a low growth market. C, low market share in a high growth market. Or D, a low market share in a low growth market. Question 3, which of these is not in the 7 Ps? A, price. B, place. C, product. Or D, profit. Question 4, which of the following is not a stage in the product life cycle? A, development. B, nurture. C, growth. D, maturity. Question 5. Identify 2 features of the Boston Matrix. A, cash cows and stars. B, skimming and choosing. C, stars and questionable dogs. And D, cash flow and dogs. Question 6. Which of these products is likely to be demand inelastic? A, cigarettes. B, restaurant meals. C, Mars bars. Or D, Ultra HD TVs. What is quantitative data? A, information collected by focus groups. B, information which gives you more detail such as how and why. C, information based on numbers and statistics. Or D, information interpreted from a graph. Question 8. The Boston Matrix comprises A, question, cash flow, dogs or stars. Cats, cash flow, question mark and stars. Moon, exclamation mark, pigs and lambs. Or stars, cash cows, question marks and dogs. A product has a PED of -2. It is said to be A, price inelastic, B, in demand, C, price elastic, or D, expensive. Question 10. Products which are price elastic are something to price changes. A, unreactive, B, insensitive, C, sensitive, or D, desensitized. Question 11. Price elasticity of demand is calculated by A, percentage change in quantity demanded divided by percentage change in price. B, percentage change in price divided by percentage change in quantity demanded. C, percentage change in quantity demanded times change in price. Or D, percentage change in quantity demanded times change in real income. Question 12. Market share is calculated by A, total market size divided by sales times 100. B, sales over total market size. C, total market size over sales. Or D, the firm's sales over total market sales times 100. Question 13. A quota sample is where A, names are picked randomly from a list. B, the population is divided into groups from which a smaller group is selected proportionate to the sample size. C, people are picked by interviewers who fit in a desired category. And D, people are chosen according to their gender. Question 14. What is primary research? A, where data is collected that did not previously exist. B, where data already exists but is then used for your own purposes. C, collecting data from the public. Or D, research into junior education. Question 15. Which parts of the marketing mix are focused on service sector industries? A, place, promotion and price. B, people, location and physical environment. C, physical environment, process and people. Or D, process, price and product. Question 16. The price of a product falls from 25p to 20p, leading to an increase in quantity demanded from 200 to 220 units. What is the PED for this product? Is it A, -2, B, 2, C, 0.5, or D, -0.5? Question 17. If a product has a PED of -3, then a 20% reduction in price will cause demand to change by A, 23%, B, 60%, C, -20%, or D, -60%. Question 18. A niche market is A, a part of a segment, B, less than 50% of the market, C, more than 50% of the market, or D, for Japanese imported goods. Question 19. Which of these factors is least likely to affect demand for a product or a service? A, price, B, quality, C, fixed costs, or D, advertising. Question 20. Market segmentation means splitting up the market into various different subgroups. B, targeting a tiny part of the market. C, creating cash cows. Or D, getting rid of dogs. In which circumstances might a firm's sales increase but its market share fall? A, when it sells less units. B, when it sells more units. C, where sales increase but at a lower percentage rate than the market increase. And D, when its unit sales fall but the market shrinks at a lower percentage. Question 22. An example of a gap in the market would be where prices are too high, B, where prices are too low, C, where there is unfulfilled consumer need, or D, where products are advertised too heavily. Question 23. STP stands for A, structure, technology, price. B, sales, trade, people. C, staffing, taxation, promotion. Or D, segment, target, position. Question 24. Market mapping seeks to A, analyse competition according to two parameters. B, work out geographical location of consumers. C, work out which products are cheapest. Or D, analyse delivery routes. Final question, 25. E-business is best described as A, having a website. B, selling online. C, advertising on search engines. Or D, the integration of digital technology throughout the business process. That brings us to the end of the marketing section. So let's just check the multiple choice answers. So 1 is B, 2 is B, 3 is D, 4 is B, 5 is A, 6 is A, 7 is C, 8 is D, 9 is C, 10 is C, 11 is A, 12 is D, 13 is C, 14 is C, 15 is A, 16 is A, 17 is B, 18 is A, 19 is C, 20 is A, 21 is C, 22 is C, 23 is D, 24 is A, and 25 is D. Okay, right, that's it from me for the moment. So I'll see you next time when we're going to look at operations. Bye-bye.